Alright guys, before you watch this video, I just want to let you guys know the volume is really, I don't want to say bad, but it is. My volume is too low only because I forgot to put the mic closer to me. So when I went to higher it, Aries' voice does sound a little bit louder than it should. And I tried to fix it, it really didn't work. So just adjust your volumes as accordingly as possible. You know, like I said, I tried to do something about it, but it really didn't work. I will do better next time. But I just wanted to warn you guys before actually watching the video. But I do hope you guys enjoy the video and let me know what you guys think. Alright guys, so you guys know the Pixel Boy. Today, you got the Pixel Champion, Mr. Barry Johnson himself. What's up, Barry?
Hey, what's up? How you doing in here?
So, I just realized that the last time we actually had a conversation like this was about like 4 or 5 months ago. The last
Correct. We did, yeah.
We're having an event around the corner. So let's talk a little bit about what your expectations are as far as the lineup that we're going to be seeing.
Now, are you talking about Pixel 7 or
Yeah.
or just the watch?
No, we'll talk about everything.
Okay, all right. So I really think right now, and by the way, thanks for having me, Taylor.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Man.
think
For coming on.
so. I think what we're gonna have. I think this is for domestic products this year. It's about refinement. The Apple launch, the Samsung launch, and the Google launch was very purposeful. It may not feel that way to reviewers, right? But there were board meetings done, and they all three knew that they were going to do this. So, as far as like the phone, I think what we're finding is they knew they had a hit as far as design goes with the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. What can we do to make this phone look even nicer? In my opinion, they need to add matte to the darker colors at the very minimum. But like to give you an example, I think some of the lighter colors are just simply phenomenal, and I think they look better. So what we're going to see real world is probably the same performance from the processor Tensor 2, but the GPU is going to be much faster. So what we're going to see is Tensor 2, similar performance to Tensor 1, but more efficient. So less heating that you get with cell phones and stuff like that to doing the heavy duty tasks. And then anytime that you're needing a 3D app or gaming, you're going to have better performance with a Pixel 7 than you would with your Pixel 6. Another thing I think they're going to do, it might not be this release, but I do know that one thing that they did do is they hired they had a whole bunch of open recs in December for Tensor 2. So I think what they're going to do is improve the image processing of the cell phones. So they're going to remain the same sensors, right? But they're just going to work on them, sort of like they did with the older sensors, right, from the A line and the older phones, because this was a major upgrade. So my hope is that we see a pro mode launch at some point during the year. It may not work, but I know that they're talking about it, so that would be big as well.
That would be super big. Now, as far as smartwatch, where we know that they're introducing a new smartwatch. We talked about it 4 months ago. What are your thoughts on it, and what do you think is going to happen with it? Do you think that it's going to sell well, or what are your thoughts?
So I don't know. Yeah, so this is my thing. I don't know if it's going to sell well. The reason being is, and it's not to put Google down or anything, but like, let's be real. They are the smaller player in the market right now.
Yes.
Right. Samsung just came out with a Formula Watch with great battery life that there's kind of a little bit of word of mouth. Even your average user is like, hey, this thing lasts long. Someone goes in the store. Oh yeah, I got this, man. This thing lasts 4 days. That's huge. So I think they would be better served if it was like a person that's into Android. They really didn't know about Samsung, and the Apple Watch doesn't last that long, so here we go to a Pixel, or someone that wants to just, there's some people that are like, oh, I got a Google phone, I'm gonna get the Pixel Watch, but I don't see it being a seller like the Samsung.
The one thing for me, I think that they should have done better was the bezels, and I don't know how you feel about them, but I just feel
Yeah.
those bezels are just, they're noticeable. They're noticeable when you see those different watch faces.
Yeah.
In like the promo video we were just watching a little while ago, and other videos in general that I've seen. I don't know, man. I think they could have done a little bit better.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think one of the things that
Seeing these other companies doing these watches, they could have learned something and not like gone back.
I agree, and see, and that's the thing. I'm like you. I know a lot of people will say, "Oh, well, it takes a while." I think sometimes companies play it safe. They go, "Oh, that's a nice design," but then what ends up happening, the next year those bezels are gone, right?
Right.
So like it's almost like, okay, I introduced this, you guys adopted it, and then guess what? You're gonna want to buy again because this has big bezels and this one doesn't. So I always think that's like a play it safe. It's almost like a built-in forced upgrade almost, So I'm with you. I'm not a fan of bezels. I think the only company that uses bezels correctly is Sony. On their smartphones. So if they had a watch and they came out with bezels, I think it would be tastefully done.
Now, what are your thoughts on pricing? I mean, we've heard that it's going to be...
I think that's tough. I think the pricing is pretty tough. Like it seems like it's just like 30 from the regular version is like $30 less than the Samsung, and then it's $50 left for the LTE. I think that's tough because I don't think the battery is going to be able to compete with the Samsung. So basically, they're going to have some, like Samsung has unique features that if you use a Samsung watch, right, that you benefit, right? They're going to have to really market a reason why, why having Google Assistant on a Google Watch is better than just getting it on a Samsung.
Yeah.
Because they've got some competition.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I cannot wait to see how they're going to do with the assistants. If they're going to...
Yes.
And, because we've seen a lot of videos, and I'm not sure if you subscribe to Mr. Who's the Boss, but he just did a really good video on different phone assistants. I would love to see one for smartwatch assistants.
Oh, that'd be cool.
But I'm going to tell you something. His videos are so well done and so well edited that I'm just like, wow.
Oh yeah. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of creators in India that have done the similar thing. So they'll hop in their chair, someone throws them a phone and all that stuff, and I was like, wait a second. So you got imitators, Mr. Who's the Boss,
I would love to get somebody to work with me and to do things because
that'd be cool.
But I'm a one-man thing.
Oh, it's tough when you're a one-man band. It's tough.
Oh,
it's tough.
It's crazy. And now, like we were talking about earlier, I use Final Cut Pro, and my editing is just so much slower. But I will say, like, I'm trying to get better. So, like, doing more editing and just taking my time with videos versus, and what I'm really trying to do is before I would say, okay, like I would tweet out, okay, video in an hour when I still haven't done the editing and I'm trying to
Really? Whoa, man, you're better than me. Like editing takes me forever. Well, now with the multicam, it's a lot quicker, but it wouldn't be an hour.
Yeah, I mean, more power to people. I still don't understand what takes people 5-6 hours to edit. I mean, yeah.
Dude, sometimes it takes 2 days. Yeah, sometimes.
They have different camera angles and different things.
Well, so are you doing like top downs and stuff like that in it, or is it just you talking?
It's just me talking. Sometimes I'll do, B-roll that I'll do after, I'll record after I've done the main video. But I mean, that's about it. You know, I don't
Okay.
do
I
any
think sometimes what it is people are trying to hide because, like, to give you an example, there are times where like sometimes you're inspired to do something, like something comes out or like someone sends you a DM, like, hey, did you hear about this? And you want to drop a video. It could
Yeah,
be like you literally just woke up or something like that, or you're
yeah,
not in the right mindset. And you're like, every time you say something, you're like, yeah, so, and Google's going to do, and you take a big breath. You got to edit that out, man. That takes a long time. You're doing that the whole video,
yeah,
so.
exactly. And I'm editing like all of the that I do, and you know, different things like that. Just
Man, and it takes you that, man, you're quick, dude.
yeah,
That's
dude.
awesome.
Yeah. Nowadays, I honestly, I mean, I've been taking it a little bit longer. Ever since I got Final Cut, I'll probably, you know, go for like 2-3 hours of, you know, editing. Only because, like I said, all the and different things that
Man,
comes
I'm
on the
dude, if
video,
I got to get to your level, man.
and trying to find music that I really like, because that was
Yeah,
something
yeah.
that I was never doing, was the music. Only because honestly,
So what I do, and I'm not saying you have to do this. What I do is I actually have a couple, but I have one thing that I play. It's like it matches, it's just my channel. It's like, it's my channel by
that's
this
what I'm
music,
doing.
right?
That's what I'm doing.
So and what I did was there's a so I was about to say he's a creator, he's a music creator, but he does have a YouTube channel, and he created mine, and it's copyright free and all that stuff. So it's about 14 minutes long. And he can do it longer too, but so
Yeah,
I just play it at my, and every single time,
that's awesome. That's
yeah.
awesome. Yeah, I gotta talk to somebody because I have a friend that does Portuguese music,
Hmm.
but he does like a lot of good beats, and I gotta talk to him and see if he could hook me up and do some beats for me. Not all the
Definitely.
time, occasionally,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
for me to have something different because,
Yeah, yeah.
like I said, I'll go onto these, you know, editors and stuff, and there's just nothing I really care for.
Yeah, yeah.
And he has also sent me over some stuff to use.
Hmm.
And I'm like trying to go on YouTube and search on copyrighted stuff. But occasionally I'll still get copyright strikes, and I'm just like, okay, is it the music or what is it? You know? So it's
Yeah,
tough.
yeah, yeah. That's the thing. Like that was the reason why I went to this guy.
Yeah.
I knew some other creators that people would every now and then like, oh man, I use this, and they're pretty popular, and they were still getting strikes, and I'm like, at the time I was doing stuff for work. I'm like, I can't get
Yeah.
strikes.
Yeah.
Everything has to be approved. So that
Going back to smartwatches though, and Google Pixel Watch, what are your thoughts on how can Google beat Apple, and like what kind of features and
Oh,
different
you're talking about like yeah. So the thing that they're gonna have to do is right now on my Pixel, I do pick it up because there's other things I'll look at, but a lot of times I'll say like, hey, well, I won't say the hot word, but I'll just say, hey, compose email, and then to this person, and then I'll just talk to the phone, right? They're gonna
You're
have to,
exactly like me.
yeah, they're gonna have to figure out a way to like be able to respond to stuff, like almost
Yeah.
like
Yes.
you know, when we grew up and watched like, whether it's, some outer space type movie or whatever, and
Right.
someone's talking to the wristwatch, like they
Yeah.
have to be able to marry that, because I think Apple is a worthy competitor. You've got
Oh yeah.
iMessage, you got FaceTime. Oh, I can get my iMessage and FaceTime and all that. You have to be able to do something different that compels that user to go, okay,
I
I'm gonna look over here. Go ahead.
yeah. I just really hope that they can do like, you know, responding to messages
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that, um, rather than these other smartwatches. There's one smartwatch that I tested. I'm not sure if you ever saw the video, but I tested like a $29 smartwatch, and the only thing that it couldn't do was answer calls and answer text messages.
Hmm.
And I see like different Android watches like that, and it's just like, bruh, I really hope they start just implementing.
Oh yeah, like to give you an example, like so we have call screen, right? And
Yeah.
call screen is amazing, but it would be nice that, like, you know, if you have it, you can turn it on or off, but you can see that it's call screening someone
Yeah.
because you can see it on the phone, but see that and or announce like if you have it turned on, like, hey, just letting you know I'm call screening your watch is call screening this. You know, we believe it's blah blah blah.
Yeah.
We are going to tell you what they say, and then like kind of read it out loud, like, oh, the person is talking about some tire warranty, you know, and then
Apple to have that. I would love.
oh, that, and that's the thing, you know, they have to keep doing when you're the smaller person, you have to keep doing stuff where an Apple or Samsung person is saying, I would love for my phone, because what ends up happening over time, you're consistent, you keep building good products, you keep differentiating yourself, and at some point, someone's going to say, "Oh, well, you are the final cut." You know, you like I'm going to move over to, you know, I'm going to rock with you for a little bit, right? So,
It's hard. It really is. I'm just really hoping they do something different, and that they learn something with these other companies and say, you know, we can do better and we can.
correct.
You know, there's one thing I love Apple, but there's one thing that I think they do wrong is that I love all the features that they have released, but I think things like Siri that need a lot of
You
refinement,
didn't, yes,
they're not
they're
working,
not refining. Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
and it's just like, man,
yeah, so that's the reason why I kind of said what I said earlier about the board meetings, what they wanted. This was a refinement year. It was, we need to tweak the cameras. So we will introduce, you know, thing. What's the quickest way we can do it? Okay, we can add new sensors. Are we going to change all the core algorithms? No. What can we do? You know, we want everything to be smooth, right? And this was a year to finally say the carriers will have eSIM. We've already put eSIM to where you can convert it on your actual iPhone. And that's just for the carrier's time to set up. We have all these things, and let's release it instead of Apple users want USB-C. Apple users want, you know, they want a physical SIM slot. You know, they're doing a lot of stuff that they want to do, but I'm hoping that these companies will do what we want to do. And I'm hoping that that's what Google does with the Pixel Watch. I'm hoping that it comes out, because if it was up to me, I'd be like, you know, oh, the Pixel Watch is coming. And guess what? We have a 1000 milliamp hour battery. You're going to have so much battery, you're not going to know what you're doing, you know? So, you're going to think it's all battery, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
Exactly. What are your thoughts on the battery and how long it's going to be?
I think it's going to be like Apple Watch. I really think it's going to be like Apple Watch. Which I'm not excited about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm hoping that they release it and they're like,
if it
and
were-
you get 4 days of battery life. I'll be like, oh my God. I'll be in your DMs immediately. Purchase.
Dude, I'll be watching that event, and you best believe I'll be checking on you. And
Yes. I'm like you'll be, yeah. I'm like, yeah, 4 days. I'm buying. So
I would love it. I would love it. I would love to see them do something, and I know it's not going to happen yet because this is their first smartwatch, but I would like to see them do something like the Apple Watch Ultra. I mean, the Apple Watch.
yes. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like,
Dude,
I'm
you know
cool.
what?
I'm cool
Doing
if you,
Besides
so-
Garmin, nobody else.
I agree, but no one, and I like the Apple Watch Ultra is definitely tempting, but let me tell you, I would forgive battery life on the Pixel Watch if they're like, and one more thing, you heard of the Ultra? We also have an Ultra. 3 days of battery life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so, like it matches Apple. Oh my God. I would just go, man, this is perfect. This would be awesome. This would be awesome.
That would be awesome. But any other things that you would like to talk about? Any other thoughts that you have about it?
No, I think I know. there's, this release, I'm not sure if you've been following it, but of the iPhone has been, kind of buggy. I've actually had a lot of people ask me questions. I've walked them through fixing some stuff. Yeah, but the thing is, the thing is, it will get resolved. I think sometimes people are not like you, Taylor, where it's like, okay, I can call it what it is, right? But I'm not really worried. It's not like tomorrow Tim Cook is like, oh, we can't build iPhones anymore. It's going to get resolved, right? And I think sometimes we as reviewers have to accept that there are penalties, and it's ever since I've been alive of the early adoption, the people that rush out and get it. Sometimes stuff is not going to be baked. The brand new car, the first year of a new model change, it's like you're rushing out to grab that car. You're not going to wait a month or so. Just hey, that car has been tested, but has not been out in the real world. So.
Well, same thing with updates, and I'm going to say this to you guys: just because us tech creators and tech enthusiasts download it on that day doesn't mean you should.
Correct. Correct.
We do it because we want to make sure that these things are, perfectly set out and perfectly done for you guys to do it. Because honestly, they're not perfect. No software.
They're not perfect. They're not perfect.
I see people saying, oh, you guys have a lot of software updates and they're never perfect. Well, I didn't think Android was either.
Correct. Oh yeah, no. So the Pixel 6 was not a good release. I didn't have issues, and I'll tell you, I use a Pixel as a daily driver. I carry two phones, and it has to manage all my calls. I can't miss calls. It has to be up and running, right? So I didn't have issues, but I will be the first to say, like, the same philosophy, staying ahead, so I can talk to the audience, right? The viewer. I need to go back. I know I have to go back and look at my notes, but I don't know if it was 13.1 or 2. It might have been .2, but they released a beta, right? And I've been running beta, so I could tell people, hey, go to the beta. I think you'll get. So I had updated, and within a day, I was like, what is going on? I've never had a problem with this phone, and I'm about to throw it out the window. And right when I felt that way, Google announced, oh, sorry about that. And they did another beta update, like immediately, and that fixed it. But let us go through the pain so you don't have to,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And another thing that I say to, people with Apple Watch and Apple products that do those betas, I'm going to say the same thing to you guys. Do not do it on your main device.
Correct.
I've done it on my main device, and I quickly regretted it one day.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
had to go to the Apple store and legit spend
yeah. Oh man, it happens.
That's not fun.
No.
That's not fun.
No.
And especially if you have to go to like AT&T or other stores like that, good luck.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck. Just more power to you, but don't do it on your main device. I've done it, and it's not fun at all.
If you follow me, I did have an iPhone 4S, but the ones that I sticked with were like 13 Pro Max, and I gave it to my son, 6S Plus, XR, because they had great battery life,
Amazing battery.
Yep. Yeah. And it was funny because I remember when reviewers were slamming, oh my God, why would you buy an XR? This is like, what is Apple doing? I'm like, it has the best battery life of the line. Guess what? Let me add that up. Look at the resolution. Oh, it was the resolution that they had last year? I'm cool with that resolution, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I literally just sent it back to, it was stolen, but I just sent it back to Google for a trade-in. And so a USPS employee stole it. And the way I found out about it was Google contacted me and they said, hey, just want to let you know that your box arrived. Your box arrived, but it was empty. So I was like, oh, I didn't get it. I was like, I could have sworn I just looked. I didn't see that it was. So I looked, and it's still to this day. It says package is still making its way through the system. Like the last place, it was like a whole state away from where Google was, right?
Yeah.
So what ended up happening is I sent Google the information, and they're like, oh, okay. Huh. So it was stolen. All right. So a couple of weeks go by, and I'm still working on USPS claim and all that stuff. Google's like, hey, go ahead and give you the $275 that I would have got for my ex. Wow. So I was like, man, that was awesome. Hey, maybe I'm not part of Team Pixel, but that was my little Team Pixel story, I guess.
Guys, thank you guys for watching. Let us know what you guys think about Google Pixel Watch and what your expectations are as far as the new watch and everything that is announced or going to be announced. And yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one.